Hey, what's happening all? Welcome to another lesson. So today I'm going to do a lesson a little bit different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you me learning something, and then hopefully that might inspire you guys to go and try it. So I watched Matt Garstka, Drumeo, I think it is, video that one of my students basically is quite into him, and so we've been looking at his stuff. And so I looked at this video on Drumeo, and there's a little part where he just drops in this little like couple of sentences. As if it's just like, we could just do this, without maybe realizing that's like days, months, years worth of study. So this is the little clip.
I guess we'll start with the 5 pattern, which is right, left, left. And I'm just kind of basically breaking it up between the right hand and the kick. So taking right hands and putting them onto the kick. So instead of just hands, putting the kick there, so, or maybe you, instead of replacing the first hit with a kick, you replace the second hit with a kick. So another pattern that I use a lot.
And as you can see from the clip, obviously the level that he's at means that through his experience of doing that, it's just, well, you could just do this. Now, I'm quite aware that the better you get as a drummer, the more advanced you get, the more elite you get, the further you get away from the people who are just learning this stuff. And so sometimes it's very easy to just throw in a throwaway comment like, well, you can just try this and just do that and this, blah, 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 and then you just play it and you look awesome, without realizing the people who are watching it are going like, what? That's insane, I can't do that. And in some ways, it demotivates them. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through the patterns that he did. I'll show you the patterns, and I'm just going to basically learn to do it myself. So he's talking about 5s, okay? So the first thing you've got to do is make sure you can understand the groupings of 5s that he plays. Groupings of 5s, opportunity is a great way of learning 5s, but that puts it into quintuplets. So we're going to be playing 16th notes. So we're going to be playing 1 E under, 2 E under, 3 E under, 4 E under, 5 E under. Now what you might notice there is I'm counting up to 5. So we're going to be working in 5/4 to learn this. The pattern's really easy. It goes right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left. So the first thing I've got to do, I'll spend a couple of minutes now, I'd like you to do the same, just practicing with a metronome, counting to 5, playing those, just to get the feel of the beat.
4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5.
Well, I'm starting to get the 5s in my head now, right? So I feel like I can play that fairly easily. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to take his concept. So his concept is he plays 5s and he takes the right-handed pattern of the 5s. Right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left. Just the rights. And he replaces either the first right or the second right, because there's obviously 2 of them in there, with a bass drum. So the first thing I do is I'm going to learn to do the first bass drum. So I'm going to get this pattern. Bass, left, right, left, left. Again, I'm going to do that with a Met for 10 minutes.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and...
Right, so I've got that loosely. I can do it with a metronome when it's counting to 5. So I've got a decision to make now. Do I then try moving the bass drum to the other spot? In other words, I now go right, left, kick, left, left. I'll learn that one. Or do I put this one to 4/4? I think I'm going to put this into 4/4. So what I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to cut the end of the bar off, and I'm going to try and go from, so there's 5 sections of this bar, right? You've got count 1, count 2, count 3, count 4. I'm just going to go from count 1, then I'm going to try and go from count 2, count 3, see which ones of those work best, all right? So 4/4.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and.
Right, let's see if I can figure out how to go from the second count. So the second count's going to be. That's difficult. So I've got to think 1 E and no 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and out. 1 E and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and out.
Two and 3 and 4.
Okay, third one.
One and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 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 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3.
Okay, the next position I start. Whew. So I've taken too much in now. So for you guys learning in this way, you've got to know, you've got to teach yourself when it's time to stop, basically, and have a break. Now for me, it's at that point where I just can't take any more in now. I'm starting to screw up silly little things. So sadly, I don't have the time today because I've got a Skype lesson coming up in a moment. But what I would normally do now is I'd go do some else for 5 minutes and then come back in and I get it again. The other thing that I do a lot of is I keep diaries of what I'm practicing. And so then what I do is tomorrow when I'm in practice, have a quick look at what I was practicing. Oh, I was doing that grouping of fives lesson. I'll work on that. One of the things that's sort of proven by science is that practicing things day after day improves. But if you increase the distance between when you practice, it actually, you memorize it better, believe it or not. So if you practice it today and then tomorrow, then you waited 3 days, and then you waited 6 days, and then you waited 10 days, you'd get more. So what was that? I think that was 5 times practicing it. You'd get more than just practicing it 5 days in a row, or you'd memorize it more. So that's something to little think about. So he's insane, isn't he, this fella? But I kind of get where he's coming from. So what he's done is, and he says in this video, he's taken the idea of what everyone else is doing, playing paradiddles or hertas or paradiddles or linear threes and things like that, and he's thought, I'm going to look the same as everyone else because I ain't going to stand out. I'm going to take some of that no one else does, and I'm going to master it so well that I'm going to stand out. And fair play to him. He's mastered the 5s, the 7s, and he says it himself, he uses these a lot. Now, for me at the moment, I've got halfway through getting that one, because the other one that I've got to do, remember, that was doing the bass drum on the downbeat, was one where it's on the second note, so it goes. Now that's still a grouping of 5, but in the brain, the way the brain learns things, that's a whole different motor skill right there, so I'd have to learn that. Probably separate, actually. I don't think it'll do me any good trying to practice them, both of them, in the same day. Okay, I'm going to do maybe a few more lessons like this, where it's what I'm practicing, and I'll just show you so you can see the process I go through. You can see that I suck, just like everybody else does, and you can see that I don't pick things up particularly quickly. So if you've enjoyed this, then please leave me some comments. Let me know your thoughts on what I'm playing or the whole concept itself. Matt Garstka is insane, if you want to tell me that. I'm willing to hear, because he does seem to have some serious chops. If you've enjoyed the lesson, please subscribe. Hit the bell notification if you're watching this on YouTube. You'd like to be the first to see these lessons, and maybe drop back into another lesson soon. Thanks for watching. See you soon.